Good evening. Baby couldn't let me finish. What's playing, everybody? D'Rell Prayn here, and Trish'A, my baby Trish'A. It's been a minute since we've been on here together doing one of these videos. So we finally got some time to come chop it up with you guys. And what we're gonna do is just touch on a few topics, a variety of topics.
Yes.
It's gonna be a slam dunk of topics, like Mr. Collins. Slam dunk of topics. Just put a whole bunch of things in the pot, or in the bowl, mix it up, and eat it.
Make it work.
That's right. Nothing to back. But first, my baby, she did it for me. She made that coffee. What kind you say this was, baby?
Blueberry cobbler.
Blueberry cobbler? Have mercy. Let me see this. Ooh! Outstanding!
Thank you.
I don't deserve you. Thank you, baby. This is delicious. Dunkin', Wawa, 7-Eleven, Starbucks, Sheets. Ain't nobody got nothing on my baby coffee, I'm telling you. Ain't nobody. You know what? We need to put these on the market. I'm gonna just start passing them out just so people, just to bring happiness to people. We just gonna give them some Trish'A coffees. Woo! I don't know why or where you learn how to make these coffees, but yeah. All right, guys, but so we ain't gonna be too long. We just wanted to talk. Our first thing that we wanted to talk about was at the workplace. At the workplace, right? If any of y'all have experienced this, it's a couple things that go on there, but this is one that I want to touch on. When you're at work, just because, and listen to me closely, and again, everybody, these is just our opinions, my opinions, and Trish'A's opinions. We all have our own individual opinions, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
That's okay. Remember, I always talk about we can respectfully disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it respectful, and no need to get all up in arms. I mean, we just talking. There's no need for all that. So, at work, if you choose not to engage and divulge and share information about your personal life, your private, personal information with people, if you don't want to discuss that with your coworkers or anybody, that's okay. That does not make you antisocial, doesn't make you rude, doesn't make you weird, it doesn't make you angry, bitter. All these adjectives and titles people like to try to put on you just because you choose not to participate in those conversations. Now, if that's you, and you like to go to work and you like to talk about your personal business and personal lives with people, more power to you.
And it's fine if that's what you like.
Exactly. That's just not what I like. You like to do that, baby? Do you do that?
No, I don't. And but don't get me wrong. I do like to talk at work, so it's not like I'm at work and absolutely don't talk to anybody. But just because I don't talk all the time and tell you everything and go on, and I kind of like to just be there, just do my work.
Exactly.
Does not mean that there's something wrong, or I don't like to hang around people or be with the group.
Yeah.
I just like to get my work done and go home.
That's it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, for me personally, I'm like, I'm not here to make friends, as we hear old Hazel coming to make her grand entrance here. Come on. Hey, Hazel Basil. You gotta sit. Say hi. The people ain't seen you in a while either. You sit down and relax. Sit down and relax. She gotta steal the show now.
Mm-hmm. Sit down.
Sit. So I don't think that for me, I don't go to work to make friends. That's not the intention. But if it happens, there's no problem with that. But I don't go to a job or go to work thinking, oh, I must make friends. And it's cool to be cordial with people and everything. I'm all fine for that. But if I don't want to tell you anything, we don't have to start. Oh, he doesn't like to talk. He doesn't like to have conversations. He's I think he's angry. He's different. It ain't none of that. It's just we can talk. We can talk about the weather. We can talk about some sports, the job. We can talk about that. But especially to people that are basically strangers to me. I don't know them, and if I just meet you and you come up saying something like, "So man, how many girls you been with?" Huh? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just the nah, I ain't gonna even give that example. But and these are true stories. People have their minds just be on the wrong. And you got to keep in mind, what do people want to know this information for? Because we got some mean-spirited, evil people in this world who want to take this information and Lord knows what they want to do with it. Mm-hmm. So you got to be careful with who you talk to and what you saying to people.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, we just here to do a job, make money, and go on home. I don't have a problem conversating with anybody.
Absolutely.
I'm not the most talkative person in the world anyway, outside of to my wife, my son, my family. But people I don't really know, I'm not the most talkative, but I'm respectful and I will engage in, nice cordial conversation. But when you start trying to dive into my private life, I'm not with it. I don't like that. And I don't understand why people are so concerned with other people's private lives, whom you don't know. But if you do like to have those conversations and share that information with people, more power to you. But I don't think you should deem someone antisocial or anything like that if someone else doesn't choose to participate.
Absolutely.
That's all.
And I know for me, there's, even though I don't get into everything at the job, but there's some very, very nice people that I work with. There's a couple of them that very hard workers and just very nice and so not saying that there's people out there that your whole job there's something wrong with them. No, it's absolutely not, because it's one worker definitely. It's very hard worker. I tell you, she works as hard as me.
And Trish'A is a hard worker, hard as they come.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Let me just say that not everyone who does try to ask you questions, maybe about your personal life, and not everyone has ill intentions, or they may just generally be trying to have conversation with you and be nice and cordial and everything. Mm-hmm. And again, that's fine. But I also say that, but if I choose not to participate and share that information, just take it as is, respect my mind, and I'm respecting yours, and we just gonna agree to disagree about this type of subject matter to talk about.
Absolutely.
I already got enough on my plate as it is and going on in my own world. I'm mad to be worried about what's happening all up in yours and everything. And I get it. People like to talk. Some people like to get things off their chest. You never know what somebody might be going through.
Yeah.
People may like to talk. I'm a good listener, I like to think. You're a great listener. I'll listen to, if someone, divulges information to me and wants to share certain information, I'll be a listener, because sometimes people just want somebody to just take a second to listen.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, because that's one thing. I'm a great listener.
You are.
And and one of the main things that I'm going to do for you is pray for you. I'm definitely going to pray for you and not give my opinion on what it is that you should do, but pray for you. You
just you made me, and with that you made me think of something when it comes to depending on what the person, well, let's switch gears a little bit. If you want to help someone, right? Especially for people that you know, I call them strangers, guys, because these are people that we don't know. We just happen to work with them or something, or maybe people out here in the streets or in the communities just that you may bump into, and they may hit you with their situation, whatever story they're going through. For me personally, you just never know what's truthful and what's not. Who may be trying to pull one over on you, or who really is just down bad at the moment and whatnot. I'll say this: if you feel in your heart that you want to give something, and I'm talking about like maybe money, whatever it is you choose to do to help somebody with, if you want to get them a hotel room, pay a bill or something, whatever that may be. If you feel in your heart that you want to do that for someone, bless you and do that. I say do it and don't look for anything in return. That goes for with family and friends too, in my opinion. When you just do it and don't expect nothing back. But there's so much going on in this world, you just never know what's truth and whatnot. But that ain't, so whatever people do with your help, that ain't up for me to judge. You have to take that up with, the Lord when that day comes and everything. But you just never know. It gets tricky out here because people will come with all types of stories. Then you see on TV and hear about all types of scammers. It was interesting, like with unfortunately the homeless people. You see the stories on the news where they got a hidden camera somewhere. The CCTV cameras, these cameras everywhere, and you'll see the homeless person hopping in they bins at the end of their shift. Hopping in they bins, cheesing, counting the money. Some more, whoo, got him again. But nah, so you just never know. What you think, baby? How you feel about that?
Well, I mean, you're right, and I'm guilty, one of those ones that always.
But no, because you are a pure, genuine, sweet woman, person. You are. I tell you, you are without a shadow of a doubt the sweetest person I've ever met.
Thank you.
And I mean genuinely, no hidden agendas, no anything.
Yeah.
Just DJ even said that about you. I told you, he mentioned that to me, and I'm like, he said, man, how can anybody not like Patricia? Honestly, she's one of the nicest people I've ever met. He just told me this out the blue. We were having a conversation, and
he's so sweet.
Man, a few words, but
yes, he is.
And the fun, ironic thing, and with the homeless people too, is some of them, you'll try to give them food and water and maybe a Bible or a basket of things, that. Some of them get mad at you, throw it back at you, cuss you out, and that's what I'm like, man.
I don't know how it is where you live, but where we are, they don't want anything else except for the money. And like you were saying, if you are going to give, you cannot worry about what they're going to do with it, because chances are it might not do what you think they might do, what you think they're going to do with it. And so you just give from your heart. But you get into the jam of when do you stop, because
right
it's at every corner, and 24 hours a day.
Boy,
7 days a week. So it's a tough one.
It is
a tough one.
And see, that's when I'm like, wait a minute, it makes you think. You don't want to be rude or mean, but it's like, are we really in a position to be being picky and trying to turn things down when you're in that type of situation, So I don't be understanding, but I just feel like I said, if that's what you want to do, then just do that and do it from your heart. Don't expect nothing back.
That's right.
Don't expect nothing in return. I was about to bring up a story that my brother told me about. He was getting he bumped into a homeless dude who was asking for some food, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell it. I said I was about to. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it, but it's just real quick. I'll sum it up. So my brother was like, all right, I'll come in this Popeyes with me. So my brother was, he was ordering. He said he ordered the food, and then the homeless man interrupted. This was down in Washington D.C. and so he was like, "Oh nah, champ. I don't do that white man. I like that dog meat, young." So my brother promptly and immediately canceled the order. Nah, so it's he did tell me he stopped the order because the dude started trying to get a bit aggressive about it, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, man, I'm
trying to help you.
Exactly, and you being picky. So, and another thing with the homeless people and the help people, I don't be trying to be rude, but you see people pulling 8, 10, 12-hour shifts, walking up and down a sidewalk or a median, or standing in front of a Wawa, a Sheetz, or a Walmart.
Yeah, any kind of store.
And I'm like, just curious. As long as you've been standing out in front of these stores and these businesses, have you ever walked inside to try to see if just tell them, hey, I'll clean, I'll do whatever. Mm-hmm. Just how have you tried? Are we even trying to bounce back? You know what I mean? And we'll never know unless you get into a conversation with them. But it's like, man, a lot of us out here busting our tails, breaking our backs just to earn a penny. Yeah. And meanwhile, you got, and I'm talking about for those who ain't even trying, just figuring this is just how I'm gonna live. I don't want to work, or I'm just gonna accept. People just want you to hand them money, and I'm like, man, nah. I'm barely getting by, just grinding like crazy, and you coming up talking about you just want me to give you some money. Are we trying? Are we trying to, bounce back and make our situations better? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got people that come up. They literally come up with full scripts and sets to hit you with when they pull up on you. Hi, my name is such and such, and my daughter is very sick. Felicia, cough. And you like, hey, really? I mean, they really couldn't. Or you see some that be standing out there like everything is sweet, be cheesing, holding up signs, got a little dance routine going on. You like, huh? They got the kids on one side, the adults on the. Man, I don't know. So anyway, if you want to help, bless your heart. And I don't mind helping either, but I choose. I just be kind of
be cautious.
Careful with it, cautious, yeah. You know what I mean?
But the main thing I'm trying to say is, if you are a giver and give from the heart, and don't worry about what they're going to do with it, and and be safe.
And see, that's one of my main concerns and worries when it comes to my baby here, because she's so generous and she's so sweet. I'd be like, people like to take advantage of, take your kindness for weakness and take advantage of that. And so I always like to tell her, and for myself and for anybody, it's case by case situations. Case by case situations. Consider the source. Yeah. That's as far as helping people, I don't mind helping people if I can. But I like to see that you are, and this is for those who repeatedly come back, with they asking for help or with their hands out. And, I have to see that you're trying to do something too to help you. So I don't mind helping, but if you're trying, because we all need help sometime, at some point. But you got to be trying. You're not just going to kick back and still be, because apparently whatever you're doing is perhaps not working. So we got to switch gears and come up with something else. Exactly. And so, just consider the source. Be smart and be like, okay, what are we doing? And you keep asking, you keep coming back, you keep asking. And most of the time, some people do it because they know that the word no is not in your vocabulary. Is that ain't in your word bank. And people, it is okay to say no. It's okay to say no. Because what'll happen, and I told y'all we're gonna be all over the place with this. This is the slam dunk concert. We just jumping from topic to whatever pop in the head. Yeah. You can give 1,000 yeses, But that one no,
Yep.
people calling you everything but your government name.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That one no just makes you the scum of the earth all of a sudden.
And that can even be coming from a family.
Friends, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You start thinking, oh, you forgot. You think you too good. Oh, you, huh? No.
You'd be like, I've been giving to you for about the last 5 years. But
you know, so I just hope everyone would be cognizant of, be respectful of everyone's situation, Oh, that's probably the lovely Mama Collins right now.
excuse that.
We love you, Mama. But, okay, what else, babe? What else you got on your mind? What else is on your mind? Oh, go ahead, baby.
Oh, we'll talk about relationships.
Yeah. And this is something, a good discussion to have. It's like, in relationships, excuse me, what is considered, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
what do people consider cheating? Baby, you want to go ahead and go check on that? Yeah, what? It could be an emergency in the you know what I'm saying? We got to make sure everybody good, you feel me? So, but what we're going to talk about is, in a relationship, what do you consider cheating, in a relationship? Could it be secretly? Let me just say it like this. This is how I feel. If you have to do something, if you in a relationship, a committed, loving relationship, whether boyfriend, girlfriend, and marriage and whatnot, if something in you, if you're a little hesitant or you got that feeling in your gut, like, man, this might not, I know this ain't really right. Or if you got to do it discreetly, if something that you're doing is discreet and you don't want your significant other to know about, it can be anything that you're doing and you got to do that, then you probably shouldn't be doing that. That's probably cheating because, excuse me, the saying goes, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's how I roll. You think these things people be doing, I think, like, how would I feel if I found out my significant other was doing that to me? Probably not good. And I already kind of dove into it, baby, just talking about, basically, I just said, I think cheating is, for me, this is just my opinion, it don't matter what it is. You may deem it something small, but it can have larger ramifications. If you have that feeling in your gut, and you really know, it's like something telling you, like, this ain't right. And I said, this is, of course, if you're in a loving, committed relationship, I shouldn't, this ain't right. Perhaps I shouldn't be doing this. Or if you have to do it, if you're doing something discreetly, and you don't want your significant other to know about it, then you probably shouldn't be doing that then, because there's a reason that you're doing it secretly. You don't want the person to find out, right? Because you're probably wrong, How do you feel about that? What do you deem is cheating?
Well, I think it can be just the simple thing with just having you don't, in my opinion, if that thought was in your mind,
that's deep.
yeah, if the thought was in your mind, to me, you already did it. Like we mentioned a million times before, we're not blind. we are going to see other people that are attractive. I'm not the only attractive woman in the world. I am, but I'm not the only.
Sure is, girl.
I'm not the only one. So when you get married, we're not blind, but we stay faithful. And
that's what trusting is about. Trust.
Exactly. But so you are going to see other men or women and find them attractive, or might like your style or something. You're not blind.
Right.
But if you're, for me, if that thought change in your head, you already started. And then if you put some action behind it,
Yeah, that's what the problem is.
yeah, that's absolutely a problem. But like, communication is, we always talk about communication, and that's a big thing too.
Big.
Because
Big.
if you decide that your heart is changing, communication has to fall in that, and just letting that talking with that other your partner, and letting them know there's something going on here, and that we really need to communicate with, because my heart and my mind is going the other direction.
Absolutely. And just to piggyback off what you were saying, every day of your life you're probably going to see, an attractive person outside of your relationship. But again, that's what trusting is all about. We don't turn into, Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles or LeVar Burton from Star Trek when we all of a sudden get into a committed relationship. But that's where trust, and that's what commitment is all about. You can see someone and think, oh wow, or just, well, that's an attractive person. But you got, like she said, when you start acting on it and even thinking, formulating this thing,
what you can do next.
It's already starting the wrong move, the snowball effect from there. And for those who, I feel like, I don't want to name call anything here, but we like to call, or I like to refer to them, in a select few of us, as the simps out here. if I feel like if you have to do this, if you're that person who is gonna try to be controlled, you can't control if other people looking at your significant other, if they think that, if they see what you see when you first saw it, the person. Like, man, he or she look good. And that's probably because everyone doesn't know that you're with someone, if you're not, if you're married, you should, or, if those of you who wear wedding rings, or you maybe have a tattoo there, or whatever the case may be. But even still, maybe some people just, are not aware. Obviously, everyone doesn't know that we're in relationships. And then you have those who may see your wedding ring or anything on it, but they just gonna do it anyway. That's the world we live in, They're gonna shoot their shot, as these kids like to say.
Yeah.
But if you gotta start all that following your significant other around and putting trackers on their cars and phones and all this, I ain't talking about trackers on their cars and phones for, like emergency purposes. You know why? You know who you are. You sent you. If you doing that to keep tabs on, you know what I'm saying? You peeking through restaurant glasses when she out, having dinner with her best friend or whoever the case. You know who you are. All that, to me, there's a problem then in your relationship. If you have, in my opinion, y'all, if you have to do all that, then somewhere there's a problem. Because why do you feel like you need to do that? Has she or he given you some sort of evidence that you think something is going on, some sort of vibe? And that's where communication come into play too. But then again, you do have those where, some people are just like that. They just want to be controlling. They become controlling and obsessed, and you may not have done anything, but they just, turn into psychotic simps. And, they don't, them be the ones who try to, tell you what you can wear and how to do your hair and all this and that. And on that note, it's like, we talk about this from the Keke Palmer situation, if y'all know about that. I feel like if I'm in a respectful, committed, loving relationship, then you should know better. My lady, I would hope that she knows I'm not gonna wear this because I'm in a relationship now, a committed relationship. Ladies like to wear things that they would wear perhaps, I guess men too, when they were single. Something that may be a little more revealing, and even not revealing. Maybe it just accentuates, your goodies or whatever. Because you trying to, and you can still look fine and gorgeous and beautiful,
Yes, you can.
but come with a more respectful attire, outfit. You know, be respectful of your marriage. Who wants to see their significant other on stage at a concert with the cheeks out? And you know, that was kind of weird to me too, because you know, the dad, Keke Palmer's man, spoke on it, and people were attacking him. He's trying to control her. He's trying to tell her, no, they're together. They just had a child together. You know, I understood where he was coming from. You just maybe he excuse me, maybe he didn't have to, you know, put it on social media. He could have handled that behind closed doors. But we don't know their relationship. That's another key thing. We don't know what be going on in people's relationship. It ain't none of our business. But we live in this social media era. So everything is publicized and everybody has a voice and an opinion on everything. And everyone feels like everything is for public consumption. So we got to record and post every single thing. Excuse me. He might have been feeling like, well, she embarrassed me publicly, so I'm going to respond publicly. Who knows? You just never know. But I feel like you should, if you don't have enough respect for me to just be like, you know what, I'm not putting that on out of respect, but then that's a problem.
But you still can look sexy and beautiful. But it changes.
Yeah.
Absolutely changes.
You know, we talking about these the controlling, these psychotic simps out here. You know, me and Trisha, we see on a daily basis stories about relationships where these men, it happens on both sides, but I mean, I was unaware that it was so many men, and more so men in our community, who are just losing their minds in these relationships because someone doesn't want to be with them anymore, or perhaps they think someone is cheating, or even if they do cheat, and they are taking things to the extreme, to the domestic violence, to even the most extreme is which, you know, permanently doing something to you. Yeah. And me and baby be talking about this all the time. I just cannot see me throwing my whole life away and living in like a caged animal for perhaps the rest of my life because someone told me that they don't want to be with me anymore, or, you know, I ain't feeling you no more, or even if I found out that you were cheating on me or something. Folks, just walk away. Just walk away. It's 1 billion and some change on this earth. I mean, I don't understand the psyche and the mindset of people who are just willing to throw it all away over even silly arguments. You see, it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's excuse me, in our community, and I'm like, it seems like not all. This is clearly not all, but I'm seeing a lot of these stories every day. Many stories of the men in our community. It seems like we don't love and care for our women. I'm serious. It seems it's so disheartening and saddens me to be like, man, we really. And then, you know, because then some people like to be like, try to call someone out if they're dating outside their race. Perhaps because they like, man, again, this is we be. I'm talking about the men of our community. We just be wilding out, man, and going to the extreme, and you know, conflict resolution is just MIA in many instances, you know. And I get it that when emotions is high, common sense is at an all-time low. But, and you know, some people may be like, well, you don't know, in the heat of the moment and this and that. I get that. I've been in a lot of situations when in the heat of the moment you get caught up in. But when I'm talking in relationships, though, I don't understand how, you know, I see a lot of these stories where men are drawing weapons on their girlfriend or their wives over a dispute they're having. You know, when I was coming up and everything, we didn't, women and children were off limits. I ain't trying to sound like no mafia boss or nothing like that. But seriously, it's like, I don't understand, like, what can your lady possibly be saying to you? If she's not trying to take you out permanently or do something, then why drawing a weapon on your girl or your wife, this person that you're supposed to like and love, perhaps. Because y'all are in an argument, you have to pull out a weapon to do something. You're that upset. What could she have possibly said to you to make you do that? Now, granted, we got to factor. See, we can talk. I can be on this all day. Got to factor in too the intake of outside substances, alcohol, drugs. You know, they can fuel a lot of the emotions, and you know, you losing your critical thinking skills and conflict resolution. But I just don't, for the life of me, I can't understand how somebody would be willing to just throw their whole life away over a breakup, a rejection. You know, you might try to talk to somebody and they're like, nah, I gotta, nah. And then you just go bananas, and I don't understand it. You psychotic sense, y'all. You know who I'm talking to. It might be you. You know what I'm saying? Right, we gotta stop that, man. I'm serious. We gotta stop that, man.
Yeah, we do, because it is. I didn't notice how bad it really was until you watching. We watch a lot of these true stories, and it's really bad. And the children either have to suffer because the children don't have their mother and father anymore, or you're so upset with your wife or your girlfriend that you get upset, and you also take children out too, and so it's really bad. So it's and that's all with controlling and trying to control, and instead of saying, you know what, let's just end this. It's not working, and let's move on. It's not healthy, but that doesn't mean that you stop being that father or that mother. You still have a job that you have to do with taking care of your child, but
right on.
But you don't have to be with the person that your feelings change for. You don't have to be with them anymore, but you move on, and you both go try to find your happiness, and find that other person that can add to your happiness, and but still do your job with, you know, because a lot of children are suffering because a decision that their dad made, and and living with other family members, and the other family members are living in with the system, but the other family members are not prepared for it, not prepared for it mentally, physically, financially, anything. So it's we really need to work on that.
It's at an alarming high rate. It's at an alarming high rate, and I know it happens in all races and everything. I'm just talking about, I was unaware how alarming it was in my community.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we don't own each other, folks. You know, we don't own one another. You know, so if people have the right to say, I don't want to be with you anymore. We don't own anybody. We got to get that mentality out of their minds, you know, whatever the case may be. You had said something, and I was like, that's a great, I was going to piggyback on it. It slipped my mind now, so I ain't going to worry about it. But, yeah, people, stop throwing your lives away and ruining your lives. And I'm not trying to minimize the effect of maybe a breakup, or if you really love somebody or like somebody that's not working out, whatever the case may be. That's life. It's full of roller coasters. It's full of ups, downs, highs, lows, happy, sad, everything in between. But, excuse me, so what does throwing your life away, what does that do? What's it's just silly. I'll never understand it. You know, I'll never understand it. I can't imagine sitting in the penitentiary and like, hey, dog, why you in here, young blood? Man, I was with the shorty, right? She gonna tell me she don't want to be with me no more. And I thought we was gonna go to the zoo tomorrow. and you know, and what happened? So So I did what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you ain't gonna disrespect me like that. Okay. So now you in here for the rest of your life? Yeah. So I'm just crazy. It makes no sense to me. Oh, and a lot of this stuff I know people heard millions times over, but these red flags, my people, when you see these red flags, let's stop sweeping them under the rug. Let's stop enabling and giving excuses and passing. Oh, maybe he had a bad day at work. Oh, maybe he's stressed out. Oh, maybe he just hungry right now. Huh? Listen, when people show you who they are, take them at that. Take them at face value. Because, again, in my opinion, it's just certain things you don't say or do to someone that you say that you really love, that you're in love with. Sure, we all get upset and angry, but again, respectful communication. We can have these, so when people do something, them red flags, I say, people, please pay attention to it. Please be careful who you are choosing to intertwine your lives with and who you are choosing to procreate with. Please be as safe and cautious and aware as you can. People think I don't be playing. Do a background check on somebody. If you can possibly do it, do these background checks. Now that ain't always 100% too, because some people have done some things they ain't never got caught for.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just try it, just to see if something come up. These are public records you can check on. So just be as safe. These red people show you that crazy stuff, and then they come apologize on the fly, and then the pattern continues and continues. Yeah, take them at face value. When they show you who they are, believe that. And real quick, because I know we've been going for a little minute, but this is good dialogue. This is healthy conversation.
Yes, it is.
And I love talking with my baby.
Thank you. I love talking to you too.
I forgot I was gonna say that quick, baby. No. Oh yeah. So some people do. I call it. They hit you with the okie doke. Some people are able to either keep who they really are dormant until they get what they want, like maybe marriage or something. They get to that stage, a certain stage in a relationship. Or some people generally do a 360 on you. So the reason I'm saying that is because there are cases where you really don't see any signs of the psychotic simp behavior and mentality and actions. And then a year or two down the road, y'all done got married, maybe had kids, or even if you're not married, you've been together for a while, and then all of a sudden, they just flip the script on you now. And they attacking you because, you ain't warm their bacon up good enough. We seen that in the movie. I'm not laughing at it, but it's just the ridiculousness. And what that is folks, it's stuff like that. When you hear a story, you be like, dang, somebody did that over that. Those people are the ones who are using anything as an excuse for them to validate them. Yeah. Being physically aggressive with you or verbally aggressive with you. So you talking about, oh, my bacon ain't. I told you I don't like my bacon cold. Come here. Seriously, man. I mean, and I would advise people, if you have children, staying in the relationship. You don't have to be in a toxic relationship to parent your kids. You don't have to be in a toxic relationship and environment to still be a parent to your children, folks. So staying for the kids, I've heard that a lot. And if the two adults are really putting in their best effort to try to maybe fix the relationship or work on it, okay, but people say they stay in these toxic situations sometimes for the kids. But how is that really benefiting and helping the kids? If your kids are living and growing up and seeing, hearing, witnessing this toxic environment on a daily basis, how that's doing more damage to them.
Yeah, to me it is.
Then, so you're not, even if you're thinking that we're doing this for the children, no, in my opinion, getting them away from that toxicity, because like she said, people end up not just doing stuff to you, but then they, be losing it and doing stuff to the children too. So, all that toxicity, I just recommend it. Get away from it. If you do as much as you can, use resources. Go somewhere. Get yourself. I'd rather sleep in a public restroom with my kids than to be in a toxic public. What do you call it? Domestic violence.
Yeah.
Situation. Like I would do whatever it takes. But you can parent your children. You don't have to be in a toxic relationship to be, a great parent to your child.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. Because you can be a wonderful parent separate.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
And
so we're gonna wrap this up. I'm sorry. Man, let me drop this here. She over there knocked out.
yes,
Hayes, but she made her grand appearance. See how she be trying to be all in the video, all in the camera. Y'all love Hazel though, and we do too, right, honey?
yes, we do.
Oh,
She's a good girl.
mm-hmm.
You're so silly.
Man, she is a good girl, but our Hazel Basil, she's special. She's a special dog, and I mean that in a great way and in that other way too. Nah, she's got. See, we didn't get Hazel when she was born. We adopted her when she was already one, right?
1 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the place we got her from didn't have really any background information on her at all.
She already had been in a couple homes already before we got her.
So, it's like with babies, children. You get them from birth. You're grooming them. You can, you're teaching them and training them and all that good jazz. So, we got caught in the middle of things where she has a lot of behaviors and things she does where it's like questionable. Like, I wonder why she did. We have no clue why we're trying to figure it out on our own as she goes. And poor thing looked like she may have experienced some trauma.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Some trauma in her past.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's a bad case of deal with allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something how dogs can deal with a lot of stuff that humans do, and she does absolutely
Poor thing.
allergic to things, and so she's
And I want to thank you, baby, and I really do appreciate you because, as I tell, Trish'A she's not a dog person, and she knew I was, and she just made a suggestion when she thought, why don't we go look at a dog and perhaps get one. Addition to the family. DJ loves dogs and everything. We did it, and she is doing. I gotta salute you. You've been doing that, and I appreciate and respect the effort you've been doing with her.
Thank you.
And because I know she can be a handful. She get on the lab. Hazel Basil will work that nerve, but she's at the same time she's shown a lot of growth. She's shown that she's capable of learning, and she's shown she's a smart girl because. You've gotten her. Y'all have this relationship too. She respects your boundaries every night. So every now and then she'll get excited, especially when she you're talking to her and giving her attention and all that. She's like, oh, mommy's really, so she get to jumping. But point is, she a good girl, but she's special too.
And that's the thing. I'm really not. There's nothing wrong with animals and at all. Mm-hmm. I think they're beautiful and everything. I'm just not an animal person. Mm-hmm. But like you said, for our family, we wanted to add a little addition to our family, and so we wanted to adopt a pet, and wanted to give it that good try. And but Hazel, that was a commitment that we made. So no matter what, we do what we have to do to take care of her, and she's teaching me a lot. She's here to stay, but I don't think we're getting another one. Hazel's 3 dogs already.
Man, bless her heart.
She's listening to us.
Yeah, she is. Her ear. She acting like she's asleep, but that ear is up now. She know we talking about her.
But she is a good dog overall. She really is, and she just love people. She's she get judged because she is a American pit bull, and so people are really scared when they see her.
Yeah.
She's 65 pounds. But
she's the sweetest dog.
Yeah,
though.
she's a baby.
She's a big baby.
She loves to play and roll over and just rub my belly and she's a sweet girl.
People are just afraid, like you said, because of the breed and of her physical appearance.
And she'll come and then come at you, but she'll roll over.
Yeah. She likes to bark out. She just like to make noise. She's trying to get attention. Hazel loves attention.
Yes, she does.
She loves attention, and so but she's all right.
And with DJ, she thinks that she has to protect him, and
yeah, she does.
And his bodyguard. And it's funny watching.
Yeah,
really
she watches over him while he sleeps.
Yeah.
I'm literally, she be standing guard.
Yeah.
If she hears somebody coming, and then otherwise she be knocked out with him. Just she got to stay close to him, make sure he's okay and stuff.
That's funny.
Hey, baby, I like that blueberry cobbler.
Yeah.
That blueberry cobbler.
Yeah, I never heard of that. And this is a new one, a limited edition, and blueberry cobbler, and but they come out with all different kinds. So we gotta give them all a try.
Gotta try. You never know what you like until you try it, right?
That's right. That's absolutely correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap this up. We've had a good conversation here. Time to eat. Your boy fired up got on that grill again.
Yeah,
some bad.
I
About
can't
to
wait.
get to it.
I can't wait. So I would love to stay on with you guys even longer, but my fave is salad and grill, and today we got them both. So we have a salad and we have grill, and
y'all know me. After that, for my late night movie, we gonna put a movie on. I'm gonna fill my bucket up, and yes, I do really eat popcorn.
Love popcorn.
And I do put it in this bucket.
Maybe
not all the time, but I do.
we love popcorn.
Get my bucket, fill my bucket. Got my coffee. And till next time, folks, appreciate y'all tuning in.
Thank you for listening.
I appreciate everybody who listens and has subscribed to the D'Rell Prayn channel and who just watches all the videos we make. We really, really do appreciate it.
You get to find out a lot about us. We like to have discussions about relationships. We like love the Lord and definitely working out together. And I'm in the beginning stage, but my husband's more in advance, and so but working out with him is
all in the video, all in the camera.
Hazel,
come to death row.
Say goodbye, Hazel. Say goodbye.
All right, Hazel, we signing off.
All right.
I love you.
I love you.
Till next time, folks.
All right,
Be safe out here. Peace.